Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Amnesia Crowd. Wow, my brain went memories later. Crowd. Jesus. Anyway, continuing Ken's happily ever after ending, which is actually going well. I don't hate myself. Like, look, I'm just saying, some of them were just, I think it was Toma's. I don't like Toma. And Toma's was really boring. Iki's didn't seem too bad. Kent's isn't too bad. So, like, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just because I don't like Toma, but his just seemed very repetitive and kind of annoying. Like, what are we doing here? Like, but Iki's and Kent's so far are enjoyable, and we're doing different things, and they're just pointless kind of. It's not super fluff, but it's like we're just doing stuff, and it's not the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Where I'm bored. Why was Toma's so bad? Is it just because I hate Toma? Probably. Right? Maybe? Or listen, for those of you who like Toma or just don't despise him, did you also feel like this is kind of just dragging on? Or is it just me? Did I make it worse? I probably made it worse. I made it worse. Just don't tell me that. Whatever. But like, it's just felt like so boring. Like, God, we keep doing the same thing over and over. Can we stop? And like everybody else's just seems like, okay, we talked to my parents. Now we're in London and we're gonna do some stuff. And then and it's like there's at least there's no plot really in it, but at least it's moving and it's not like we keep where like, okay, hence it would be like, oh, let's talk about how you're going to talk to my parents and then let's have you stress about it and then let's talk about how you're going to talk to my parents and then you're going to stress about it and then where you're like, am I a fucking like the 10th circle of hell that we keep doing the same thing over and over and we're not getting anywhere and we keep rehashing the same shit? Like, no, we did a couple little scenarios and then you talk to my parent and now we're here and then we're just going to move and it's like, okay, we're not doing anything super exciting, but it's not like, oh, for God's sake, stop it already. Which is the way I felt Toma's went. I can't remember Shin's. I really fucking can't remember Shin's at all. I don't know. Toma's just erased everything, and I like. But all the complaints I had in Toma's like, this is boring. I mean, okay, it's not the most exciting, thrilling, like game, but it's fine. Like, we're having a good time. Things are moving along. You know, we're like, some saltines over here. It's not like we're like spicy fancy Triscuits. We're like the plain Triscuits, the original Triscuits, where you're like, these are kind of like, all right. We ain't like the nice red pepper ones where you're like, woo, fancy. But like, still, it's all right. Almost was like, I'm starving to death. Give me something. At least we have like bland Triscuits. Bland Triscuits are fine. Put a piece of cheese on it. It'll be okay. A piece of cheese being Iki and Ken. I don't. Anyway, I apparently need to eat food, but whatever. Let's just continue. It's gonna take 6 days. All right, we're waking up. Oh, right, we slept with Ken. Woo! But not like that. Good morning. So you've woken up. And you were already awake? Less already awake and more that I simply couldn't sleep. What? I'm sorry. It must have been too tight and hard to sleep with me there after all. I don't think that's... It wasn't like, oh, yes, it's uncomfortable because you were in my bed and there's not enough room. I don't think that's the problem. I've already woken up, so you should get some rest. Even if you tell me to sleep, it's already morning. I can't feel sleepy now. Can't? You need to teach me these ways, because, like, I could fall asleep right now. And besides, I was able to observe your sleeping face, so you could say I was able to use my time usefully. Wow! Use my time usefully. There's something about that just feels wrong. Observing? You were watching me the whole time? I meant more using my time usefully. The sentence felt wrong than him watching us sleep, which feels a little wrong too, but in a totally different way. It wouldn't be called observation if I weren't watching the whole time. Still, I'm different from a plant, you know? Ah, that's right. Being able to see your varied expressions was extremely interesting. I love it. Now, what exactly were you muttering in your sleep? Wait, would it have been want to eat cake, Kent. I want to eat cake. Muttering in her sleep. I want to be like we were muttering, Kent. I don't care if that's right. I don't care. Not that there's a right answer in these, but that was the right answer because you look shocked and now you're blushing. Payback's a bitch, Kent. That's why I love you. So you were having a dream about me. I've heard time-honored stories of how loved ones appear in dreams, but please tell me what sort of situation I appeared in. Oh God, Kent. That would be inappropriate. And we're just like, blink, 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 blink. I can't! It's a secret! I see. That's a shame. I feel like we should... Oh, man. See, the fun thing about this would be if I were actually in this situation... I was gonna say scenario and then situation. Situation. Okay, here you go. New word for you. Have fun. Would be Ken being like, oh, what was going on in your dream? And you'd be like, okay, so, and then you start saying it, and you like make it this raunchy, dirty dream, and he would fucking fall apart. He would pass out from embarrassment, and it would just be fun. I have become the love interest I enjoy, haven't I? Because you like to tease me and harass me and watch me like squirm, and I'm kind of into it, and like, I want to do that to you. Oh dear God. Back to a certain game where we just like, I like it when you cry. Why am I into you crying so much? Like, you like to cry and I like to watch it. Like, listen, these games have broken me. Oh, I needed this today though. It's been a very stressful day. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, did I happen to say anything else? Well, no. I don't quite remember. Why are you smiling? Please tell me if I said anything. Very well. Then I'll talk about it while we have breakfast. I'll go and prepare breakfast, so make sure to change. Alright. Like, I'm scared. 30 minutes later. Spacey, about today. But I just got a call, and I'll have to go show my face at the university. I understand. Then I'll continue the cleaning up from yesterday. Sorry for the trouble. I'll try to come back as quickly as I can, but just in case, I'll lend you the room key. If it seems I'll be late coming home, then you can eat outside. Is something the matter? It's nothing. Just sort of feels like we're It just sort of feels like if we were living together. Wow, I can't read. I see. And now he's blushing. It's like we're gonna be doing that in a couple months. You are aware of that. I love how much you blush, though. Kind of fucking adorable. The key. I'll make sure not to lose it. Yes. Well, if we were living together, you wouldn't have to give me the key, because I would have my own. Damn! Phew. I finished with the overall cleaning. Still, Kent's late. Wonder if something happened. Honey, I'm home. I'm just kidding. I apologize, Spacey. I've gotten back quite late. Kent! Welcome home. Yes, I've returned home. This is good. He's like, oh, this is weird. First time. Having you greet me like that makes me feel sort of strange. Sweetie, never mind. Huh? Something strange about it? No, just... I wonder if this sort of thing will become an everyday occurrence once we're actually married. Look at him blushing. God, why is he so cute? See? I think this is why even if we keep going and rehashing his embarrassment, it's adorable and I love it, so it probably wouldn't bother me. Like, you know what, sweetie? Keep being embarrassed. It's so fucking adorable. God, I just want to squeeze you. I really do love Kent, in case you couldn't tell. I love Iki, but I think I love Kent the most. Like, I feel like at this point I'm like, but I do love Iki, but I just feel like if you just watch this, you're like, no, but Kent is obviously number one. I don't think there's a question about that. Like, he was the first one I picked out when I looked at the game. I was like, that one. But Kent just stole my heart, and I love him more than anything. And yeah, he is my number one. I can't. Can't with this big awkward fucking glasses nerd. Perfect. Kent really has set the precedent for, like, everything that comes. The flirty whore boys I do like too, and I feel like that's an Iki problem. Just saying. And maybe the stabby ones is Ukiyo's. I really do feel like this game has set the precedent for a majority of what I like and dislike. Although now it's like, well, if you're like the glasses asshole that's kind of a dick to me and you put me in a cage, I'm into it. But if you're Toma, go fuck yourself. Like, yeah, Toma's the only one who can't get away with it. Look, Toma and Finn from Steam Prison, I swear there was one other, but I can't remember who it is right now, that I loathe with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns, and I would set them on fire and happily go to prison and be like, it was worth it! Okay? Because I just hate them. Again, Toma in these past 2 games has not been... Okay, he was boring and later and I didn't want to do it. But in Crowd, he was actually kind of fine. Route was boring, and I got over it real fast. But, like, the other little things that we did, like, you weren't detestable. He was easier to stomach. But I still hate him on principle. Never gonna change. Okay? We hold on to our hate and our grudges here. Alright? Like, I'm gonna be that ghost who's gonna be like, fuck Toma! And, like, 100 years from now, as my ghost is roaming whatever, haunting who knows what, no one's gonna know what I'm talking about, but it's okay. I just felt it would be embarrassing while we're still not used to it. Married? You're right. Until we're used to it, it might be embarrassing. But you were late today, weren't you? I was just getting worried about whether something had happened. I see. I should have given you a call. Even when you've come all this way here. Kiss me, Kent. Actually, today, I had a talk with my professor about the future. Spacey, after a year, if I were to say that I wanted to stay in London, what would you do? Oh, he looks so sad! Oh, Kent. I would pack my bags, move home, and marry Iki. Which is that really he expects me to say? Sweetie, I'll follow you anywhere. Literally anywhere. If you go to hell, I'm coming with you. I might be in a backpack that you have to carry because I don't want to walk that far, but like, still coming with you, man. What? But isn't your studying abroad period 1 year? Yes, at first that was the plan. However, the professor evaluated the paper I submitted very highly, and he told me that if I'd like, I should consider the option of remaining in London as well. Is it a paper on math? I forget exactly what Kent is studying aside from, like, math. But, like, Iki is the accountant? I can't remember what Kent was doing. Kent, I should know what you're doing here, but I don't. Oh, whatever. Are you thinking of staying here, Kent? I feel that staying here in order to continue my research is a once-in-a-lifetime offer. However, if that were to happen, once your study abroad period ends, we'll once again become far apart. But I can't make you stay here just out of my own convenience. I'll do whatever you ask, Kent. This isn't even a question. Why are we having this conversation? This one's stupid. Like, oh, Kent, you're gonna say, well, I'll stay with you! I mean, I get it. In the actual scheme of things, you'd be like, okay, let me think about this. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stay. You're gonna need a few minutes. But... You have your own future as well as your dreams and ideals. Yeah, but we can teach Japanese to English kids, because we speak Japanese, right? And there's English kids that don't, so I'm just saying. That's why English-speaking people move to Japan and get jobs teaching English, because, like, that's the only thing we're capable of. You know what I mean? Cultures are definitely so different, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the easy way in. Like, oh, I will move to Japan and teach English! Cool! I don't think that sounds fun, because I don't like children, and I would never do that. But, you know. But that's what people do. So, hi, easy way to stay. You can teach English to kids. You want to be a teacher? There you go. Hey, I'm just saying. I feel like her options are here. You put in unbelievable effort to realize being able to study abroad for my sake. And that's why me asking anything further of you would end up being a burden to you. Oh God, Kent, you're not a burden. Stop it. Idiot. God. I understand that within my mind. I understand that, but... Kent, you said just now I put in effort, but I'm not the only one who worked really hard. You surely worked even harder than I did in order to get here. Seeing you working so hard, I thought I had to do my best. But I didn't want to lose to you. I don't want to lose you. Not to you. Girl, words. I know what you meant, but... You're my motivation, Kent. Oh, please don't hold back with me. Spacey, you're very strong. You're right. I think I've gotten stronger compared to when I first met you. Well, now, what a bold thing to say. You can't just wait till the other things I'm gonna say. She's not gonna, I'm gonna. Well, things are never straightforward when it comes to you, after all. To me, you are the one who's never straightforward, though. Then, that means we're even. It means we have the perfect balance. And you want to stay here and continue your research, don't you? I do. But if I do so, then from you I want to be together with you too, Kent. But sorry, I can't organize my thoughts very well. It's understandable. You need time to think it over as well. I want to respect your wishes. You can wait until after you've gathered your thoughts. Could you tell me about them? Of course. You're at a hotel today, aren't you? I'll take you there. Yes. March 22nd. March? Oh, yeah, because we're not going until August. We got like 5 months. We are going to be far apart for a while. You know, that's actually going to be good. We'll go home and then think about it and be like, I'm away from Kent for like 5 months. So then I go over and blah, blah, blah. And then after a year, we have to, I leave and he stay. And I remember that 5 months and it sucked. I thought if I studied abroad as well, I'd be able to stay together with Kent. But if Kent will stay here after a year, we'll have to be apart again. But I want to cheer on Kent's dream. I'm sure it's a good opportunity for Kent to have the professor over here recognize him. Dream, huh? I mean, it definitely throws a kink. You're like, okay, so we'll be here for a year, and then we go on. Now we're not. You're not going. Okay, I haven't even gotten here yet. You know what I mean? So like, I get it. But good morning, Kent. It's you, Spacey. Good morning. It seems you didn't get much sleep last night. That's kind of rude. I mean, we're already dating and getting married, so I guess it's fine. Is that you say these things? You're like, yeah, valid. Seems the same for you, Kent. As I talked to my professor, I wondered whether I'd narrowed down your choices when it came to your future. That's not true. I couldn't possibly have gotten to study abroad on my own, and I don't think I could have worked to this point. I've never doubted a future from here on with you staying by my side. If everything goes as planned, in 5 months' time, you'll be coming over here as well. In that way, even if our environment changes, a relationship could continue without change. Then, with both of our study abroad periods were over, and you graduated from university, I'd ask your parents for your hand in marriage once more. Those were my thoughts, but you already proposed to me, so it's a little late to ask them. And my dad already basically handed me off to you like property. Fine with that, I guess. I was thinking over this for a long time at my hotel, too. Even though it felt so natural to have you within arm's reach and to be able to talk to you face to face, and even when I was already feeling anxious about being apart from you for 5 months until I get here, if I have to wait even longer, I thought I'd finally been able to stand by your side, so I worried whether I might be left behind again. Before I started dating you, I felt a lot of anxiety over your special class coming to an end. I thought if our relationship as student and teacher disappeared, I couldn't talk to you so casually any longer. You'd get further away from me, and my presence in your mind would fade. I didn't like the thought of that. That is very valid. But even after that, you kept talking to me normally. I was really happy about that. Really? You always poked fun at everything I said, so you didn't seem to be enjoying things very much. It was because you'd always say such rude things, so I was always taking a stance as not to lose to you. I felt as if those conversations broke off. I think it's more like I felt if those conversations broke off, even my connection with you would end up breaking as well. There were times after we parted when I would turn to look back at you, so I was always seeing your back. All thinking, oh, the only one who's thinking like this. See, and to think that you were thinking in that way. At the time, even though we were constantly arguing and clashing, we never put to words what was most important. And to think we were both missing the other's feelings, Even though it had been some time since we started dating each other. And there's still much I don't know about you. I'm not sure I can learn all about you, even if I take the rest of my life. Yeah, but that's the fun of it, isn't it? More than me, I feel the contents of what you're researching is much more difficult. You're the only one who thinks so. It seems you're lacking in your studies when it comes to me as well. As evidence of that, you may not have known, but I too had occasionally looked back at you when we parted. Huh? But whenever we parted, there wasn't a single time our eyes met. Well, of course. We wouldn't notice unless we both turned back at the same time. No idea. We're doing the same thing. You and I were both the same. We both wanted each other to stay in our hearts. As a result, I ended up taking the step of confessing to you and to solidify my connection to you. However, it's difficult to say in any normal sense that I'm someone fun to date. My worries never ceased. I'm still not sure what part of me you like in the first place. Don't know? From what you just said, something happened which made it so you were regretting our parting after the special class. But I can't imagine in the slightest what that could have been. Then does that mean I touched your heartstrings without even being aware of it? It's true that to you, I may have not been anything special. That's because you would take hours to help me out with problems I said I couldn't understand. And even though you said you hated dogs, you researched how to interact with them because you met with mine every morning. It began from very small things like that. Every time I touched upon your casual kindness like that, your existence within me grew bigger. And truly is the most trivial things. Yes, but one day I realized clearly that I liked you. And do you remember the time when I was sitting down with a stomach ache after class? I do. For you usually leaping at me, that day you were unusually quiet, so I had some concern. I was trying to act like normal during class, but I guess you had seen through me. As soon as class was over, you checked on me, asking if something was wrong. You got angry at me for not saying anything sooner, but you then accompanied me to the infirmary. I couldn't just have left you like that. You looked quite pale then, after all. I never imagined you'd be looking after me after that. Wait. I never imagined you'd be looking after me after... Yeah, okay. And there was no one in the infirmary, so it was necessary for me to do something. That might be true, but you could have also called Sawa or Mine back to help. But instead of doing that, you searched for painkillers and placed a blanket over me. Even after that, you stayed by my side, and I felt very reassured and calmed. It was from then when I clearly realized that I liked you. And from your eyes, I must have seemed like a very reliable man at the time. But in reality, I was very anxious if anything were to happen to you. If you didn't get better, I thought I may have to take you to the hospital. And that's why I saw the color of your face improve up close. That's why, as I saw the color of your face improve up close, I felt extremely relieved. At first I thought what I was feeling was a sense of obligation toward a student as an instructor. But even from then on, I couldn't help but be interested in you, and watching you laugh along with Sawa and Mine. Whether you would one day turn that smile toward me, I ended up thinking these sort of thoughts. Kind of strange to look back on before we started dating, after it's been half a year since we started. No, you could say that's the reason we can so calmly analyze things now. At the very least, half a year ago I wouldn't have imagined it feeling so difficult to be apart from you like this. The more I learn about love, the less I can see the full extent of it. Yeah. March 23rd. I want to be together with Kent. Those feelings haven't changed, but from here on, not living for a long time in London here, that alone won't be enough. What I myself want to do be... Oh, Kent. Hello? Spacey, could you please come to my apartment tomorrow morning at 10? Huh? Tomorrow? Well, I'm sure you need time to think things over, but I figured it'd be good to take a little breather. A breather? You're right. I might be able to gather my thoughts if I get a change of scenery. Indeed. And besides, I'd like to be with you as much as possible while you're still here in London. Yes, I want to see you too, Kent. Then tomorrow, I'll wait for your arrival. Um, isn't this the next day? So he's like, no, no, don't come today. Come tomorrow. I want to see you as much as possible, but not today. That what I'm getting here? All right. Because this is the 22nd. Okay, so we must have just left him on the 22nd. So we skipped the. No, but this is the 24th. That was the 22nd, wasn't it? What happened to the 23rd? That's. I'm very confused to the timeline, but my brain is also a little broken, so, like, whatever. And, I'm sorry, did I make you wait? No, as usual, you've arrived before our meeting time. Even when it was only for a day that we haven't seen each other, it feels as if we've been apart for some time. Felt the same. Strange, isn't it? Even when there were plenty of days we didn't see each other when we first started dating. Okay, that was the 22nd, and he said tomorrow, which is now the 24th. So we didn't see each other for a day. Okay, but, like, that doesn't make any sense. Am I crazy? What the frick is happening? Unless that was supposed to be the 23rd, and he was like, no, no, don't come today, come tomorrow. That's what I was thinking, but I swear it was the 22nd. Did I miss the thing that said the 23rd? Did I read that and I forgot? I'm not feeling like 100% right now, so it's possible. I don't know. Anyway, this week has been bad for me. Just not feeling great, and whatever freaking issues I'm having, just cycling through badly. And, like, good lord. But, okay. So, I don't know. You're quite right. Spacey, about today, would you like to go around to the tourist spots you mentioned your first day here? Is that alright? Of course. You said you wanted to get on a double-decker bus, didn't you? Yeah, I wanted to try riding at the front of the second story. Understood. Then let's first look around the city on bus. Oh god, I was like, what is that noise? It's a bus. Aw, we look so happy and he looks like he's slightly awkward. Cute. See? You know, just how long are you planning on laughing? I can't do anything about this. Would you rather I bump my head instead of leaning? No, of course not, but... I'm sorry, I never expected the ceiling of the second floor to be this low. And this is the seat you wanted, wasn't it? You said so before we got on. It was written in the guidebook that the view's nice, so it's kind of funny because they act like tall European people don't exist. Like, Kent's like, I'm super tall! I mean, and on average, I feel like European people and American people are taller in general than Japanese people. It's just... But, like, they act like Kent... Oh, he's, like, exceptionally tall for a Japanese man. Okay. But now you're on a double-decker bus acting like it's made for super short people, and it's like, I don't really think that's the way, like... So it seems weird. I don't know, I've never been on the top of a double-decker bus, but it's like he's 7 feet tall and, like, literally built, like, strange for every place he goes. When, like, you know? So it's just funny. Because I'm like... I feel like tall, what they're thinking for a Japanese person is probably like around average height for someone in London. Like, you know? Like, you see, I think, and now I could be wrong, but I thought it was like average height for Japanese men is like 5'7", 5'8". So if Ken's like 6 foot tall, that's like, okay, there's a lot of people that are 6 foot tall. Like, it's not abnormal, you know, for a lot of the world. So, like, they're acting like, I can't fit in this bus because Japanese people are just notoriously taller than British people, and British people are only like 5'2", which is why I can't fit up here. You know what I mean? It just seems a little odd. Or is he like 7 feet tall where everyone's like, dude, what the shit? Because, like, then I get it, but it seems a little odd. Like, I've never been on a double-decker bus, but I didn't think that a roof on a double-decker bus would be so low for the second story. You know what I mean? Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyone been on one? Tell me. You're like, I'm like 5'2" and it was tight. Okay, then Kent would definitely have a problem. But anyway, it was written in the guidebook that the view is nice, so... But it's really different from the buses in Japan. Yeah, I don't think you have double-decker buses, do you? Oh, we don't. I assumed if we stood at the bus stop that it would stop for us. Unless you signal to the driver, they'll assume you have no intent to board after all. I need to study not just the language, but etiquette too. Oh, that's a church, isn't it? Oh, look at Ken's beautiful. It is. It seems they're just in the middle of a ceremony. The bride looks beautiful. And did you dream of that sort of... Oh, do you dream of that sort of thing as well? Well, of course. The crown the bride was wearing was so cute. A long time ago, in a picture book that I used to read, there was a princess who wore a similar kind of crown. I wanted to be like that princess, so there was a time when I asked my father for one for my birthday. What did your father do? He gave me a toy crown for a present. I was fond of that one too, but it still does lose out to a real one in the end. Oh, now that I recall, I wanted to see the dresses on display at the Victoria and Albert Museum. You had a large circle around it in the guidebook you had. Huh? You know that? I saw it as you flipped the pages on the first day. I believe you also had a circle around botanical illustrations in the Natural History Museum. I thought you might have some interest in them, Kent. It seemed interesting as well because they have an exhibit where you can touch animal, plant, and mineral specimens. And that does sound interesting. Seems you've really studied that guidebook and prepared for this. I figured since we're going to be together for a whole week, so I searched up a lot of places where I wanted to go together with you. Well, then I'll stay behind you and have you show me just how much your language skill has improved. Just how much your language has improved. Sorry. Okay, then. I'll try my best. Aw, look at his sweet little face beaming at us. Aw, we're just super happy. It's so cute. You don't have to look so worried. If there's something you don't seem to understand, I'll at least give you a hint. But despite what it looks like, I've grown a little. I'll try to speak while getting as little hints as possible. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, sorry! So London... Oh, that's me. So London has stores where it's cheaper to get takeout instead. If you notice that while ordering, then you've progressed. All your ordering has gotten better compared to your first day here. Really? Yesterday I tried shopping by myself, so maybe I got used to it. There may have been a part of me that was relying on you, Kent. Being alone and reevaluating myself, I tried to think about what I really want to do. Do you believe you have an answer? Yes, I think I should have it organized. Just a little bit longer. I see. By the way, Spacey, in regards to after this, there's something I wish you to help me with. Me? Is it a kiss? Because I'll do it. No one else should kiss you, so I'll absolutely help you with that. Ken told me to go to his room first and wait, but I wonder what he went to get. Oh, Ken... Huh? What's this mountain of cupcakes? I baked them yesterday. I also prepared chocolate chips and... What's dragees for decoration? Dragees? These creams are... the right is buttercream, while the left is cream cheese. Originally, I was planning to finish them all yesterday and hand them to you today. But you are skilled at decoration, correct? And I believe we made a promise to make them together. You even prepared the different cream piping tips. This is so fucking cute. You bake cupcakes so we can decorate them together. Stop it. Why are you adorable? God damn, he just needs to, into real life and marry me. With this, it should be possible to make a cake like the ones lined up in that shop. And still, I need to ask you to teach me. I dislike the idea of Ikkyu being capable of something I'm not, after all. You hate to lose, don't you, Kent? I'll never lose to Ikkyu in my heart. Even though I love Ikkyu, don't get me wrong, you will never lose to him. You are always number one in my heart. God damn it, I love him so much. I feel as if you're even less fond of losing than I am. It really depends on what we're betting, but I'm just saying... I'm willing to lose to you, Kent. Come on. Oh. But being competitive also means you have the desire to improve, don't you think? Might be true. I'd like to be able to make a rose shape myself, too. we start with the basic way to pipe out cream, then?
Yes, I'm counting on you.
So sweet.
How is it? Have I made it closer to a rose shape now?
Yes, I think it came out nicely. Still, with this many cupcakes, we could open our own store. With these many cupcakes, with this many. Oh, stop it.
I may have made a bit too many.
The buttercream will keep for a while, so why don't we bring them to everyone at your university tomorrow as a gift?
Putting aside you bringing cupcakes to everyone, I doubt I'm suitable for bringing people desserts.
I'm sure that everyone will think you're a family-oriented person. You told my parents about it when you met them, didn't you? They do say that first impressions are extremely important.
There are some people I've already seen multiple times by now.
Oh, but I'm sure this would make it easier to open up to them.
From your eyes, does it seem that difficult for me to open up to others?
Huh? I didn't mean that, but
I'm joking. I apologize. You were trying so desperately to back me up, I couldn't help teasing you.
Teasing me? Goodness. Here I thought you were bothered by it.
Please don't get upset. I've been relieved that I'm able to spend time with you like this. It would have been surprising for you to distance yourself from me after I stirred matters up. Going out today as well, I thought you might decline.
Fine. I would never do that.
But your tone sounded ponderous when you picked up your phone. At that moment, I was preparing for the possibility that you'd bring up breaking up. That was aside from whether or not I'd be able to handle such a thing.
And
it's gotten quite late. I'll take you back to your hotel.
yeah.
Like, I thought you were going to break up with me because I asked you to stay. March 25th. Oh,
Sweetie, no! I would yeet this game into the sun. Rude. Never leave Kent. We love you.
I apologize for making you help me hand out the cupcakes.
Not at all. I was wanting to see the university you'll be going to from now on, so it was nice. And besides, everyone was very friendly.
Friendly, yes, but I feel they're perhaps a little too physical.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, hugging and shit. Really? I thought they were being welcoming. Handshake and pat, like, I think people in the West are a little more touchy-feely than, like, Japanese culture. So, yeah, I get that would be weird. It's also weird if you're not a hugger and people want to hug you. You're like, I don't know you. Like, I have a friend that's a hugger. And it was one of those, like, when you first, oh, okay, you're a hugger. All right. But now I don't mind. But, like, there's some people you're like, I know, don't. Like, I'm, like, in the middle. Like, I don't mind hugging people, but there are people where you're like, I'm not just going to, like, oh, hey, what's up? People at work hug them. You don't. The handshake thing, too. You're like, I don't know where your hand's been. Did you wash that after you use it? Like, you know, like, definitely weird. I think bowing is a little bit better. I don't have to touch you and get your germy hands on me, especially if you have kids. You're covered in fucking germs. That is why everyone at the workplace is always goddamn sick, because some motherfucker brings it in with their germy little kids. Because your kids are germy and they get germs from other germy kids, and then you bring it into work and cough all over me or then try to shake my hand, and then, like, I'm germy now. Great. Like, I shouldn't have a cold or a flu. I don't leave my house. I don't, because I don't leave my house. But, like, you know, if I get sick, it's because I'm getting it from work. Anyway. So, like, but I could see if you're, like, you come from a Japanese cultural society, obviously in Japan, and then you're coming to London and you're like, people are a little touchy-feely. Yeah. Yeah. It's weird to some of us, too. I think it's less weird because we're kind of used to it, but then there are people you're like, you're too touchy-feely. There's a little bit of touchy-feely, which is fine, and then there's too touchy-feely. But I can imagine coming from a culture that's like, whoa, why are you even getting anywhere near my space? And yet, except for, like, because we're crammed on a train, I'm more like, there is, like, a 10-foot rule. Stay the fuck away from me in a line. Your cart should not be up my ass. Back it up, bitch. Like, you're too close to me in public. That's where, which is weird. Think about it. Like, kind of strange, actually. Like, so they're coming to the UK from Japan and like, wow, people are really touchy-feely here. And yet, You are crammed like sardines into a train, like bazillion, just jammed tons of people, no personal space. And yet, Western culture is like, personal space, motherfuckers, get away from me. We'll just jump in your arms and hug you, but 5 feet away from me. If you're fucking, just keep a safe, no, just personal space, arm's length from me if we're standing in line. It's kind of odd if you think about it. I have a personal bubble that if I'm greeting you doesn't exist, but if we are just standing in a line or on a train or in it, like, oh, whoa, 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 back it up, you're too close. Do you see this person? They're 6 inches from me. What the fuck is this shit? You know? Is that just me? I have a giant personal bubble, like personal radius bubble, like stay away from me if I don't know you. But if we're gonna greet, handshake, hug, high five, whatever. So fucking weird. Anyway. I had already warned those who were there, so I'm sure it should be fine, but everyone seemed surprised for some reason. Apparently they didn't see me as someone having a partner that I'm engaged to. Oh, you didn't look at beautiful Kent and think that someone would snatch this up? It was embarrassing, but more than that, I was happy that you introduced me to everyone. I see. I'm glad that you felt that way. And I thought about what I want to do from now in my own way, and I think I have an answer. You hear it? Get down on one knee and propose that you never leave him, ever. Now then, could you please tell me the answer you have arrived at? Yes. Before you influenced me to start studying, and I had my studying abroad confirmed, till then I had the vague feeling of wanting to become a teacher, so I majored in educational psychology. A teacher? That's my first time hearing about this. Was there something that prompted it? Yeah, my parents were always busy, so ever since I was little, I was often home alone. It's funny that he doesn't know what we were studying in school. I don't remember what he was studying, but that's just me personally. I feel like these two should know that about each other. That's why ever since I was in kindergarten, a lot of teachers took care of me, and I learned a lot from them. I gradually started wanting to return the favor. That's when I started thinking of aiming for a profession where I teach people. Till now, I wasn't sure I could become a teacher. But with this chance of studying abroad and looking overseas, I had a thought. I want to be a teacher at a Japanese school. That way I can make use of what I've already studied and what I will study. And if there are children who are feeling lonely or worried living overseas, I want to help them. See, when we'd first met, I may have left it off, saying you couldn't possibly teach others, but for you, who didn't back down even when our interactions weren't the most friendly, you might be suited for it. I feel more confident hearing you say that. Started off as an insult, and it kind of went into a nice turn. Listen, I might have said when we first met that you're a rude bastard, but actually you grew on me, so fair. There's no point in getting confidence from something so little. There's still a mountain of work you need to do. Of course, I first have to get a teaching license. I'll have a teacher training once I become a 4th year as well. Not an easy path. And I'll have to be away from you for a while too. But I want to be together with you, just temporarily, but from here on out, so for that sake, I thought I'd first make my own dream come true, then stand by your side. Are we going to be away from him? You've got me. So you're looking even further beyond what I had given thought to. Nothing that big, and it's not a dream I can realize without lots of studying. But I'm sure that you'll realize your dream without giving up. At the very least, until I graduate from university, I'll have to stay in Japan to get my teacher qualifications. And then, you wait for me. Wow, this is so sad we're going to leave Kent. An unnecessary question. There'd be no reason I wouldn't support your dream. Spacey, I'm sure you'll become a teacher who cares for her students. It's not a future that's difficult to imagine. Even though you're speaking about the future, you make it sound like it's a done deal, Kent. It's a result of taking your efforts into account. One can say, it's up to you whether the future I envisioned will come true. I feel as if our futures are meant to intertwine in this place, but what are your thoughts? Yes, I promise. I'll return to this place again. Is that the end? We have our after thing? That's gonna take like an hour? 3 years later. It's all right. We got 15 minutes. If it takes a half hour, then we go over. What else? Ah! Look, it looks so different. I love it. Your hair is so different. You're still adorable. Your little suit.
And now then, in celebration of you finding employment, Spacey, cheers.
Cheers.
So it's been a week since you've started work at your school. How is it? How does it feel to be in a position teaching others?
It's a lot of work. The children are full of energy, and it takes a lot just to make them listen.
The time I stood at the podium, you and the others were just as noisy, you know.
Reflected on it.
Easter is close, so is your school planning on giving classes that accompany it?
Yes, we'll be making Easter eggs and Easter hats, and we might even do an Easter egg hunt. Easter isn't very well known in Japan, but it seems very interesting. These fuckers think a rabbit lays eggs for them and hides them around the house. It's weird. We didn't hide the real eggs. We hid plastic eggs. And the green ones always had like $5 in them. And then when my parents would leave when I lived with them for a while, and they would leave and be down south with my sisters, like when I lived up north, my mom a couple of times at Easter hid a green egg. Actually, I think she did that last Easter here at my house. She was here, and then all of a sudden I was like, "What the hell is this?" I'm like, did you hide a green egg at my house with $20 in it? So, as an adult, my mom still hides fucking green eggs. It's the best fucking thing. You're like, woohoo! I got a fucking egg. It's so funny. Well, because my mom did that. They left one year for like Easter and was like, "Did you find your green egg?" And I'm like, "Oh!" So she goes hunting the house for the green eggs. We had family friends who were like freaking loaded as shit, and they had a gold egg that I think had like maybe was it 100 or 1,000 in it? I don't know. It had a lot of money, but it was like one, and like everyone searched for it. In my family, you had like the set of colored eggs, so everybody got a pink one. You can only get one green one. It's not like, oh, you collect whatever you find. You collect one of each color. The green ones always had $5 in them. One of them always had like $1 in quarters, and then they had like different candy and stuff in them. But still, I am a old ass adult, and my mother still put a green egg. Like I had Easter decorations just on a little table because I don't have a lot of Easter decorations because I don't care. You know, like whatever, it's Easter. Who gives a shit? Honestly, like at this point, it's not like I got an Easter basket. Like whatever. But I put a couple little things out on just this whole table. So my mom tucked a little green egg in there, and I was like, "Whoa!" I still like the green eggs, damn it. It was so funny. I didn't expect her to do it. But anyway.
They've started lining up Easter eggs in the city as well.
I saw those too. They had a lot more luxurious decorations than I expected. I hear you, bird. Simmer down. I'm looking forward to what sort of Easter eggs everyone will make. Now that I recall, they apparently also give each other boiled and chocolate Easter eggs. Chocolate bunnies. Ken, if you'd like, why don't we try making Easter eggs at our home too?
I have no objections to making them, but don't expect much from the results. I don't believe I've had that sort of playfulness in me.
Don't say that. You've improved in your cake decorations so much, haven't you?
I'm not sure that's comparable to Easter eggs.
No, the fun thing about dipping and dyeing eggs was like, a mess. It was literally just like a tablet that color, and then you put the egg, and they just look like a hot mess. Took the shell off, and then your egg was purple underneath because it leaked through the shell. They were safe, food safe coloring. You know what I mean? But you don't hide those because you never know when you're gonna find them. But I'd like to see Easter eggs that you've made, Kent.
Even when the world is vast, you're the only one who would say so, Spacey. However, it may be good for you to get some practice before you make them at your school.
You're right. I have to make sure not to mess up.
If you're holding Easter events at your school, then you understand the origins of the Easter egg, yes?
I did research it on my own and asked the other teachers, but there seems to be several meanings to it.
Exactly so. There are various theories, but one of them is that they're the beginning of life.
Beginning of life?
The implications are somewhat different, but we too are starting a new life when this year's spring comes. Thinking of it that way, even though Easter was originally uninteresting to me, I've begun to think of it as a special event.
From here on, during Easter and Christmas and our birthdays, we'll always be together.
Indeed. What I said 3 years ago wasn't wrong after all, was it?
Yeah?
However, there is one more thing we need to do as our new beginning.
One more thing? What would that be? Get married?
It wouldn't be. Oh, it wouldn't be for your benefit if I told you the answer right away. The hint is something you were jealous of 3 years ago.
I was?
Yes? You don't know what I mean.
It's not coming to mind right away.
The answer is. I know. Why don't I reveal it to you 3 days from now, on Easter Day?
All right then. I'll think it over until then.
Please do so. By the way, Spacey, you've been drinking quite a bit, but are you alright?
I'm fine. I'm not drunk at all. I'm so happy that you're celebrating for me. So I'm not drunk at all, you know? I'm fine, Ken, so you should drink too, okay? We sound like we're a little drunk.
I was under the assumption that you were well used to drinking. It seems that I was mistaken. For now, put down that glass.
I don't wanna.
Spacey,
We're finally here, you know? Even after you and I began far apart from each other in Japan and London, I used my promise to you as motivation to get my teacher's license. Then, as soon as my application for contract teacher was approved, I moved over here. Finally registered our marriage. Oh, so we got married! And now I'm finally together with you again. How can I not celebrate this?
I understand how you feel. I'm happy that I'm able to spend time with you again like this, Spacey.
Kent. Happy too. So happy. And a little drunk, which makes me happier. God damn it, will you kiss me already? Girl! I'm into it. Oh, look at his face. He's like, the fuck? Oh, I love it. We're just getting so bold.
Spacey, what are you thinking? Please step away from me.
Kent, we're married now, apparently, so I'm gonna knock everything off this table and throw you on it. I'm going for the buffet, and the buffet is you. I don't wanna. We'll always be together from now. It's Kent. Not a dream. It really is you. I love how bold we're being right now. Oh, no, he's in a chair. We're basically climbing in his lap. Girl, bravo!
Yes, I'm right here. I'm right in front of you, Spacey.
Kent, you're so warm. I feel so warm if I'm up against you. We're a little loopy, so this is fun.
I see. You're warm as well. And your eyes seem watery as well. Wait, what am I even saying?
Kent, your face is red. Are you drunk?
I'm surprised you can say that in this situation. You're blatantly the one who's drunk, Spacey.
And why is your face red?
I'm not getting red. I'll bring you some water, so please step away from me already.
He's embarrassed. I want to stay like this. I don't need water.
Spacey, are you trying to get me to break my oath to your parents?
Oath? You mean the one where you said you won't lay a hand on me? Didn't we say we registered our marriage? That to me would be like... I figure that was the terminology of like, we're married. So like... Or like, we got the paperwork to put it in to get it approved so that we could actually get married. You know what I mean? Like...
That's right. Even if we've registered for marriage, we haven't had a formal ceremony yet, so any further contact is a problem.
Sweetie, might not have had a formal ceremony, but it's fine. I can't even cling to you.
Strictly speaking, it's fine, but hey now, don't give me such a sad look.
You keep telling me to get away from you. I like how she's being bold and like, oh, I am into this. He's like, could you not? I don't think I can handle this. And we're like, I think it's fun. Torturing Kent a little.
Kent, I need you to lay your hands on me. I'm not saying that I don't want to be together with you, Spacey. But if you don't get away from me,
You'll... His face.
You're no longer so young that you don't understand what I'm trying to say, right, Spacey? An adult with good judgment. I won't waver from something like this. I won't waver, but...
Hot.
Yes, it's hot. Hot?
I think my head's starting to get all fuzzy.
That's why I said you've drunk too much. Oh, wait here. I'll get water.
I'm fine. Fine, so please don't leave. If I take off my clothes, I should feel a little cooler. She's like, I'm hot. I'm gonna get naked. Like, are you drunk where you think getting naked is a good idea? Or are you like, I'm just gonna get naked and then you won't keep your hands off me? Are we trying to tempt him? Or are you actually that drunk? I don't know, but either way, it's fucking funny.
What? Hey, don't do something so ridiculous. If you do that, then
Oh, I feel hot. I'm really sleepy. Yeah, no, I think we're a little drunk. I don't think we're trying to tempt him. We're drunk. Oh. No, we just pass out.
Spacey, hang in there.
Kent, always together. You're on. No, we're definitely drunk.
She's fallen asleep. Good grief, after making me panic so much. But there will be more situations with alcohol from here on. Once she wakes, I'll stress to her to drink as little as possible.
Now we gotta just build up our tolerance. Kent is saying something. I'm sleepy right now, so I'll ask him what he said later. This is fucking hilarious. 3 days later. That was a long sleep. Ken said we should show each other the Easter eggs we made in his room, so I brought them here, but that very Kent isn't here yet. Did he get called to the university suddenly? That's possible. It's funny because we're going to his room. We've registered our marriage, but we don't live in the same room. Oh, Kent's back. Why is Iki? I got very confused for a hot second. I'm like, that's Iki, not Kent. What the shit? Hey there, Spacey. Happy Easter. Wait, huh? Iki? He called Iki here so he can be here for our actual wedding. We're gonna get actual married. That's what I figured he meant on Easter. Until we said we've registered a marriage, and I was like, oh. And for the time when Kent's not here to come over and play. Oh, but you two already registered for marriage, right? So you're a married woman. I suddenly feel like I'm doing something wrong. As if I was just Kent's girlfriend or just engaged to him, that wouldn't also be doing something wrong? Interesting where your lines are, Iki. Still love you.
And then step away from her right now, or else.
I do love their future outfits. They're amazing.
Or else what? I'll say this now, but your precious wife is in my hands right now. It'd be best for you not to do anything rash.
Ugh, how cowardly.
Just say what you will. And now what to do with her.
Okay, this is a scenario that I didn't think we were going to be in this game, but I'm totally fine with this throuple. This is cool with me. I'm alright with this. This is my man harem. I mean, okay, we already knew this was my man harem in this game, but I'm happy right now. So, Iki and Kent I got a husband and a boyfriend, and I'm into it.
Wait, Spacey is unrelated to our current deal. If you mean to harm her, then our negotiations are back to a blank slate.
Wouldn't that be a disadvantage to you, too?
I'm willing to do so if it means she'll be saved.
This is one of their, weird role-playings. I love it.
Very well. In deference to your resolve, I'll let her go for now. Moreover, if I didn't fold here, I'd turn into an actual villain.
I think you have plenty enough villainous qualities after pushing past me as soon as I opened the door and approaching her.
Well, it's something like social etiquette.
Right, Spacey. I suppose you could say this is just like usual. Still, I'm quite surprised. Did you come over here for sightseeing, Iki?
Yep, and I even used my vacation days to hurry over all this long way here, all for the sake of my friend.
I'm also your friend. Don't just say one.
And don't word it as if it's such a large favor. I told you I wouldn't mind if you mailed it here.
No can do, Ken. Then I'd lose my fun of teasing the both of you, now wouldn't I?
We aren't your playthings.
Says Kent, the one who used us in a weird math lab thing in Iki Spence route for his playthings. I'm just throwing this out there. No, it was a different timeline, but I'm just saying. Kent, pot, kettle, which one?
I'll ask you to leave immediately if that was your objective in coming here.
I'm just kidding. I came here out of the pure desire of wanting to celebrate for you two.
And that's very doubtful, but for now I'll trust your words. So, you brought over what I asked of you, right?
Of course. If I'd forgotten that, I'd have no idea why I even came here in the first place.
Asked you. Iki, what did you bring for us?
Well, it'd be best to hear from Ken's mouth rather than mine.
Could this possibly be related to what you were talking about 3 days ago?
Exactly. By the way, did you find the answer?
What was I jealous over, right? Iki's skill at decorating. Could it be that churches... I don't think it was Iki's skill at decorating. I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out... What am I... That church. Okay, so it's the church's thing. Something about the church. I'm still... I would have... The girls, like, the wedding ceremony, but their tiara or whatever. But, like her crown, but...
Yes, it seems you remembered. Still kind of confused. 3 years ago, you were looking at a bride and her wedding longingly. Ever since then, I thought I wanted to make your wish come true. I've thought of my own way of how to make you happy and prepared for it. Those preparations are finally done. All that's left is asking your intentions.
My intentions?
Yes, I swore that I'd give you a lifetime of love and faithfulness, but not in front of God yet, right? I want to vow in front of God that we'll be walking forward together from here on. Those are my thoughts. Do you have any objections?
Oh, look, he's blushing. Of course, I could never object. In fact, I agree wholeheartedly.
I'm happy for you, Ken. It looks like what I brought won't go to waste.
I hope it's a fucking crown.
Yes, I'm sure it will suit Spacey well.
Huh? Is this a crown?
How is it? It's just like the crown in the picture book you said you read, right?
Yeah, wait, but how did you...
I actually got in contact with your father. I had him tell me what picture book you read in the past.
I only had one, but obviously it was like, I want this one, Danny! He's like, oh, I remember that book. Yeah.
I thought I'd have you wear something made as close as possible to it.
And then I was sent an email with a photo of that picture book as well, but... One look and I was shocked. It looked exactly like the crown that my sister had.
So then, you brought it here for us?
Well, I wanted to celebrate in person while I was at it, you know. You and my rotten friend's new life.
He was sweet, and I'm so happy that our throuple is together.
Then, I suppose that means the problem sheet you requested in exchange for borrowing the crown's no longer needed.
And that's a separate matter. Ever since Ken went off to London, I just haven't had any competition.
That's what you meant earlier by that deal.
It would have been fine if we had time, but there's no time until the ceremony.
Huh? No time until the ceremony? I like how he was like, we're getting married right now, and you're like, bitch, what?
I said just now, didn't I, that I had gotten everything prepared.
That's actually kind of cute, though. You sprung a wedding on me. You did say that, but, you're talking like the date is already decided.
Yes, it's decided.
Yeah, of course, it's decided? Is it really already decided?
I told you I just said that, didn't I?
Again, I'm not surprised she's perplexed. I figured this would happen. That's why I said you should talk to her about it.
I wanted to keep it a secret until the day before.
What would you actually do if your fiance was like, we're getting married. Oh, guess what? Surprise wedding right now! You'd be like, excuse me, bitch? Unless you were like, please just figure it all out and then call me and I'll show up. Like, just, I get a dress. Okay, I got a dress. You figure it out. But like, you just, excuse me? What? Unless we're deciding this, like, yeah, let's go down to the courthouse. Like, you want a wet, but I don't, and you got, I don't dress. What? Hello? I don't really want to deal with planning a wedding. I'm finally like, let's go to the courthouse right now. All right, let's go. Bam, done. But like, you planned a whole fucking wedding and decide to tell me like right now we're getting married now? I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of cute in this context, like right now, but I'm also like, I don't know how I would deal with that in reality. Like, excuse me? Just what? Like, part of me relieved because I don't have to deal with shit, but also part of me like, wait, what? Excuse me, motherfucker. So weird. Anyway. What do you mean?
Previously, you gave me a surprise party during my birthday, didn't you?
A surprise wedding is totally different, Kent.
Ever since, I've been trying to pull a surprise on you as well, but it never seemed to go well.
Oh, now that I remember, during your proposal too...
I ended up making the mistake of tipping my hand. And trying to think of how to make it work the next time, I thought of our wedding ceremony.
Again, this is not how you do surprises, Kent.
However, Ikkyu told me that for women, A wedding ceremony is a once-in-a-lifetime event, so I should do it carefully.
I'm not denying the surprise itself, but I thought that women would have their own thing they'd want to prepare.
In the end, I settled on revealing it a week before. In other words, today.
So that's what was going on. Oh, okay, we're getting married in a week. Okay.
For some reason, whenever I try to give you a surprise, it never ends up going well. It's quite disappointing.
And that's not true. This is a surprise.
Not true? What do you mean?
After all, right now, I'm full of surprise and happiness. Confusion. Even with this crown, I only talked about it briefly that time we got on the bus. I remembered it until now, and you even made my dream come true.
Even if you say dream, you mean when you were young, yes?
And did you read to the end of the picture book?
Yes, it was standard ending for such books, where the prince and princess lived happily ever after, if I remember.
What I longed for was the ending where one would end up together with the person they loved. See? It already came true, didn't it?
You're right. It's as you say.
Oh, look at his sweet face. I love him.
But the picture books didn't show what happened after that. Comparatively, it seems our story will become a great long story.
Yes, and we have no idea of the developments to come. But doesn't it feel more exciting that way?
I agree. What I can say with certainty is, if it's a future together with you, I'll end up happy, and I'll make you happy as well. I know you will. I don't want to cry. It's so beautiful. Stop it.
Yeah.
You've all completely forgotten that I'm here, haven't you?
No, not really. I love his face. Oh.
Oh, you are still there, Ikkyu.
Good grief. Well, watching you too, I'm sure the ceremony a week from now will be successful.
Of course. Everything's accounted for.
I figured you'd say that, Kent. After all, Kent is the one person who thinks of my happiness the most. More than me, which is adorable. Did we get the fucking 1 week later wedding CG? I was like, it's just a black screen, guys. What is happening? Guys. Who's this? Question mark. Is it Orion? Somebody. Let's see, I found it! This bouquet! Yeah, no mistake! Alright, pardon me! Done, that should do it! Oh, it is!
That should do it! Spacey, be happy with Kent.
It's gotta be Orion.
Congratulations on your marriage!
I'm just assuming that was Orion, because that's question marks and we wouldn't know. Sawa, Mine! You came all the way here! Oh, or maybe it was Sawa and Mine.
Of course! If it's for your wedding ceremony, I'll fly over no matter what. That's right. I didn't think I'd be able to travel overseas with the manager. There's no way I wouldn't come.
So that's your true motive. Well, you can say that it's very much like Mine.
Spacey, apologies for interrupting your chat, but it's almost time.
I can't wait for the fucking wedding CG. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Spacey, you forgot your bouquet, didn't you? Here.
Oh, look, we look so fucking happy. Oh, God, stop it. Don't show. I can't see. Oh, God, look at Kent. He's beautiful. Why is Kent not wearing glasses? You can't take his glasses off. Oh, my God, though, but seriously? Lovely. But it's Kent without glasses. It's wrong. It's wrong in so many ways. It's beautiful, but still kind of wrong. Kent has to have glasses on. It's just so strange. He's not Kent without glasses. You know what I'm saying? This is like Kent's twin brother or some shit. Did you order this in advance for me, Kent?
Yes, but curiously, this bouquet and the one I ordered have some differences.
Oh, no, it was Orion, wasn't it? Differences?
The one that I ordered didn't have these daffodils in them, I'm sure.
Daffodils? You mean these flowers here?
That's right. Spacey, do you know the flower language for these?
No, I see them around here often, but I don't know the flower language.
Their meaning is rebirth and a new beginning.
Really was. It probably was Orion doing it, wasn't it? I'm just gonna go with that because it makes me hurt. Like, happily.
I don't know whether the person who added these flowers understood the meaning to that extent, but for some reason, as if we're being blessed.
It absolutely was Orion. There's no way it wasn't. Come on. Yes. So do I. No, stop! That hurts my heart. In such a good, warm, squishy way. Oh, Ryan, you're so adorable. Even if you're a bad judge of character. But you know what? Right now, you're good. Still, seems like it. Oh, that was Kent. Still, it seems like it's going to be a lively wedding. It still doesn't look like Kent. I love the CG and all, but like it's not Kent. It seems strange. I wasn't told that everyone was going to come here, so I was surprised. I decided this much of a surprise would be good, so I asked them to keep quiet about it. It went a little differently than planned, but if I made you happy, then I'm glad. You must have been thinking this way as well when you were trying to make me happy. And just having you smile like that is enough to make me happy. Oh! We'll keep accumulating our happiness like this from now on, won't we? Yes. Ever since I met you, I couldn't wait for the future. Stop it! It's adorable! However, it can't just be us that end up happy. I'm sure that Sawa and Mine are after your bouquet. Now then, we'll have to make sure it doesn't turn into a struggle for it. But what would you do? Well, I would... I see. That's an idea I never had. Then I'll enjoy the course of events by your side. If it fails, will you follow it up with your help, Kent? I would just need to make sure those two are quiet, yes? Then I'm quite used to it. Please be gentle. No. Now then, shall we go? I just love the fact of Kent wearing frickin' gloves in that suit, too. From here on, it's our new beginning. Yeah. Stop, it's so lovely. I finally got to marry Kent. All my dreams have finally come true! That's it, we don't have to play any more frickin' Otome games. We're done, that's it. I'm done, channel is done, we're dead. No more. I'm kidding, obviously, but like, I got to marry Kent! Finally! And it didn't end with me having a baby or some shit where I just like, no, I don't want that. So, yay! I got to marry Kent. My first Otome boyfriend has been my most last right now. See, this is why we should just end everything. No more games. We're done because my first Otome boyfriend is now my last Otome husband. It just took a long path to get here. I couldn't stop playing these games. They're like, oh! Yeah, we already saw those ones. Okay. Is awkwardness. I love this. I did. I loved this a lot. Yeah, it must just have been Toma's. Just like royally like, fucking hey, Toma! I don't know, because like Kent's was good. It had a natural progression. Oops, wait, hold on. Sorry. Okay, this one is just us looking on. Like, awkwardly move closer. Like, alright. That's so cute. Look at his little mare's face. But yeah, no, I guess maybe it's just because it just, again, let me know what you thought. Like, when we did Toma's, were you like, this is just going on, and it's like, whatever, bland, what's happening here? Or was it literally just me because I don't like Toma, and I just went into it like, I don't want to be here. Even though Toma really wasn't that bad in any of his stuff, you know? Like, for Crowd, he was fine in Crowd. I didn't want to light him on fire. But the route was just, it felt like it took fucking forever. And all the rest of them kind of flowed naturally. You go through a little bit. And they just have a decent progression where there are little snippets of random stupid shit happening. It's pointless, but that's what we're here for. You know. And it's cute. And we're having fun. And it's not like, oh god, we're talking about this again. Or even this, like the little after kind of thing is like, okay, now we're getting married, and with Toma's, it's like we had to have this whole fucking dramatic thing of like, oh no, Toma's not here, and then he's late, and then we're not, and it's like, why? Why can't we just get like this? 3 years later, hey, we're here. Oh look, surprise, Iki's here, we're getting married, and now we're married. Okay. It was like a flow, it happened. You know? Oh, look at him so awkward. He's so sweet. I don't know why they decided that for the wedding CG, we were gonna like not have Kent have glasses on. I love the CG, but it does ruin it for me, where I'm like, Kent doesn't have glasses. This isn't fucking Kent. Like, come on. Come on. You know? That's adorable. Okay, it's just the two. And then that's it, right? Because it's just those four. Alright, well, you know, we get our wedding CG. Even though it's like, it's missing the glasses, so we're gonna knock a couple points off for that, you know? It's beautiful! And she looks so cute. But Kent is just missing his glasses, so it's just we're marrying some other handsome man in a suit. I'm not opposed to it, but it does for me. You're like, it's not Kent though. You're like, oh, is this just me? Does it kind of like, it's a little, it salts the sweetness a little too. It's not the salt that you want with your. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, it would be perfect if he had glasses, but he doesn't look like Kent now. Don't get me wrong, he's pretty, but he's not Kent, and I don't know, Anyway, but that was Kent's happily ever after. So next time we will do the communication thing and then the little after story in the chibi thing, whatever it might be, and wrap up Kent. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.